We're both at the peak of our income earning years, and we are done with corporate life. After years of trading time for money in jobs that don't align with our passions or our dreams, we've had enough.
In this video, we'll talk about why we decided to leave our careers behind to create a life we truly want. We'll walk you through the bold steps we've taken and why you should do the same without stalling until retirement.
I'm Elliot.
And I'm Megan, and we're taking the midlife leap into a better way of living on our terms.
Join us on our journey away from the paycheck and toward living with passion and purpose in our middle years. We both recently turned 50, some more recently than others. And like most people we know, we've spent most of our lives, decades, doing the things that we're supposed to do. You know, building careers, getting a mortgage, paying off that mortgage, raising kids, putting them through school, climbing some kind of corporate ladder. And you just reach a certain point where you ask yourself, is this all there is? Is it just, more of this until some far off date where you're either too old to carry on or you're made irrelevant by AI or something? And then what? Those things that we've been adding to that bucket list our whole life, are you then maybe too old to do most of those things when you reach that age?
Yeah, and I think you and I have somehow always been caught between the sense of responsibility that our parents impressed upon us,
Yeah.
like most people from that generation, and having this adventurer spirit, wanting to do hard things, have epic experiences, express ourselves creatively.
Right.
And those don't really lend themselves to that type of steady, stable existence where paychecks are predictable and the path is well worn.
Yeah, totally agree. And I tend to think about the cost of living this way on your mental health and your physical health in terms of the long-term effects of stress and anxiety. When for 40, 50 hours a week, you're not the boss of you. Your calendar dictates your life when you work for a big company and you have projects and a team to take care of and deadlines and escalating expectations as you go. And I think it's got a cumulative effect on you.
Agreed. And I think when you take all of that stress and then for us, when a family crisis hit recently, all of it's magnified, right? So then it's sleepless nights, panic attacks, that constant feeling of being stretched too thin. And I think for me, I just reached a breaking point.
So sitting here, just about to start my work day. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and just really contemplating my life. I don't want to do this anymore. As parents, we make decisions for different reasons. I chose this career strictly for financial reasons. I wanted to make a good living. I wanted my kids to have a good life. I wanted us to live in a nice house. I wanted all of those things. But I didn't make the decision for me. And I'm glad I did it. I don't regret it, but I can't do it anymore. It's the stress, the anxiety, the constant feeling of dread. When I start my day, I don't sleep at night. My mind is always spinning about the things I need to do the next day. And there has to be something more than this. There are other things I want to do. I want to have passion. I want to have purpose. I want to feel inspired. I don't want to be angry and impatient with my kids, and I want to be a good role model for them. I want them to see me happy and thriving, not just surviving. So am I selfish to feel this way? Is this selfish? I don't know. I can't be the only one that feels like this at this stage of my career. I've had enough. I want more than this. I want to feel good and excited when I wake up every day,
My story is similar. I feel like I still see myself as this independent entrepreneurial person that doesn't work well with others, can't be employed in a company setting. right out of school, I started a little recording studio business, and then joined a couple of startups, and I had a little software company, and just, I'm proud of that period of my life where I was independent, did my own thing, and was really resourceful. Uh, Yet, quietly, that gravity towards predictable income and stability and good corporate benefits, and it just drew me in. And now I look back, and it's 13, 14, 15 years. I'm not sure how many, but it's exactly the environment that I swore to avoid in my younger years. So it's for good reason. You have to do that at a certain stage. Money was good. It was at a time when we needed that stability, and I needed to be a provider. But just lately, I've felt my perspective shifting big time. I work from home quite a bit, but the days I go into the office, I'm kind of dreading the day. It's the grind of commuting for 90 minutes to a place you don't want to arrive, the routine of it all, the faking interest in clients and their problems, all the business speak, those transactional work relationships. It's just too much some days. I just got back in the car, just left work. Today was a hard day, not for anything in particular. I just don't want to be there anymore. I look at my calendar for the week, and there isn't one meeting that I'm excited about or looking forward to in any way. And I don't know, it just might be my mood today or just the state I'm in right now, but generally that's how it is right now. I know this job. I've had a career in this space. I know what I'm doing. I just don't care anymore. There's so much more that I do care about, that I know every minute I'm in that seat in my office, and it's a lovely office. People are lovely, company is good, all that. Every moment that I'm there is one less moment that I have to do something I really want. And I just know that even though I'm good at what I do, I've been doing this long enough, and I feel like I'm rowing a boat that has a hole in it. Maybe today was a big realization that I just can't keep doing this anymore with the time I have, with the good years that I have. I always told myself I didn't want to be one of those people that was looking forward to Friday, and that would make jokes about it to their coworkers, like, oh, thank God it's Friday, or, today's hump day, almost there, guys, hang in there. I didn't want to be one of those people that kind of endures their work. And lately, that's where I am.
I really feel that, honey, and I know you and I have had some dark days over the past 10 to 15 years. We've really been grinding it out in the corporate world. And recently, we have been fortunate enough to taste a bit of financial freedom. We're not quite there yet, but it's been enough to really understand that if we live a bit leaner and free up that energy, we can really focus on the things that excite us and the things that we're passionate about.
Yeah, and then once you start playing with that idea in your head, it's really hard not to just want to run toward it. And, I've also been spending a lot of time just thinking about the preciousness of time, but not just in, how many years left do we have to live? It's how many really good years do we have where you can do anything you want, and you've got the energy to do it, and you've got still got that desire, and physically you're capable of living large and really pushing the envelope. And so, like, what is that number? I'm 52. Maybe that's 12, 15 years maximum before you just want to start staying closer to home and being near your doctor, and those things that old people think about that seems like a million miles away right now, but it's not. We have, like I said, 10, 15 years of real go time.
Yeah. And if you talk to anybody in their let's say late 60s, early 70s, they all say, I wish I did more when I could.
Yep.
I wish I had the opportunity to do those big hikes or to, cross those things off the bucket list, right?
Yep. What do we want? At age 50 and 52, we know we're too young to retire and just spend our days doing crosswords from a rocking chair on a porch. For us, this isn't about quitting. This is about rediscovering who we are and building a life we love from scratch again. Here's what that looks like, I think. Number one is just taking a break to reclaim yourself. We want to travel the world for a year or two. It sounds cliche, but you kind of need to get yourself out of your own story, I think, to be able to, explore what it is you like and open up to new influences and new ideas. For me, it also means challenging myself creatively and physically, hiking, cycling, writing, producing music. That's stuff that I used to do and that the corporate, existence has kind of crowded out. So what is it for you?
For me, I think it's about returning to my passion for holistic nutrition, helping others thrive, maybe blending wellness with outdoor adventure, creating recipes, all the stuff that really lights me up.
We're calling this our midlife leap.
We should trademark that.
Yeah, not bad. The midlife leap. I like it. So what is the plan? Our plan to get ready for this pre-retirement break, or midlife leap, I guess, can be broken down into 5 key steps. Hey, it's another YouTuber asking you to like their video or subscribe to their channel. Truth is, though, it really does help, and it allows us to keep doing this and bringing this content to you. So if you don't mind, like, subscribe. Okay, the first step in preparing for this pre-retirement break. Number 1, get crystal clear on the vision. Before we could take the leap, we had to build this vision so exciting and so compelling that we just couldn't bear procrastinating, really. And we knew we'd have to overcome that anxiety of dipping into savings for a while and talking to parents and talking to friends and explaining what we're doing and why. So having that crystal clear vision was super important.
Absolutely. And for us, visualizing, meditating, having those regular conversations between us really helped to set the stage clearly. And then I think writing it down. For me personally, I love creating vision boards. There's something about the creation of them, but then also looking at them every morning when you wake up and every evening before you go to bed really helps to visualize the future that you're trying to create. So for you, whatever your process is to make yourself feel like this is an inevitable reality, go for it. Do it. Do whatever resonates with you.
Number 2, take massive action.
This is my favorite one. I think ideas are just dreams unless you act on them. And I'm not talking about small, little, comfortable steps that will get you to your ultimate goal, but big, massive changes, the scary ones. What's going to get you there faster? So examples, I gave notice at my work. That's a scary one. I don't have another job to back that up. Right. Sorry about that. Thanks for your support. We found a more affordable place to live, a home that hardly really feels like a step down. I think it's just what's right for us, but a big move.
Number 3, embrace the idea that less is more. So we live in obviously a prosperous time, in a prosperous place. We have amazing access to stuff. We're so lucky to be able to just snap our fingers and have whatever we want all the time. As a result, we have so much. And even though we think things are cheaper than ever, at this age, I'm beginning to realize the true cost of having stuff. It weighs you down. It requires maintenance. It requires space to store it. It puts you in competition with people to have better stuff, newer stuff than them. But the main thing I've discovered, or at least realized lately, is that it limits your freedom to travel, your freedom to react to opportunities, your freedom to shift gears quickly if you want to. And so that's why I think it's important for us to shed as much stuff as you can. And I'm not saying that you should go into full minimalist mode to see the benefits, but to look at each thing that you have through the lens of, do I want this more than I want to move closer to freedom? Right? Do I want this more than I want that mobility in my life? I think that really changes your relationship with consumerism when you think that way. So now I've been walking around our house as we're packing and we're getting ready to move, thinking, is this thing having a tangible impact on my happiness? If not, get rid of it. When I walk around my little studio and I have all these synthesizers, and I think, do all these blinky lights add more richness to my life? Sadly, no, they don't.
I have to say how happy I am to hear you say this, because I think it's been a more difficult process for you. For me, there's something, maybe I'm too good at it. Like, get rid of it, get rid of that.
Yeah, you're definitely more brutal.
But doesn't it feel good? It's freeing, it's therapeutic. And once you start, there's just something, there's something so lovely about having less things.
I agree. Free up cash and rein in spending.
This is a huge one, sometimes a hard one for me, but we really knew that if we wanted to give ourselves the best chance at our midlife leap and what we're trying to achieve, even temporarily, we knew we had to lower our monthly expenses by a really good amount. And we need some money in the kitty for sure. So for us, that means the biggest one, the most obvious one, would be downsizing our house to reduce our mortgage and maintenance cost. This was a big chunk for us and was actually more like right sizing.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a sacrifice, really.
Especially in the context of the breathing room that it gives us and what this means for us in our midlife leap.
Right. And the second part of that is scrutinizing your monthly expenses. Those subscriptions that you forget about, the dinners out, the boredom buys on Amazon, you name it. I mean, we're not trying to find nickels here and there between the couch cushions. But just to be aware of how much spending you do that has very little impact on your life. And I think mostly about these little set it and forget it kind of expenses that you buy once and then you drag around with you in your budget, and they don't make you measurably more happy. Thinking about, cable TV for us, we don't watch cable. We hardly ever do anymore. Mm-hmm. Disney Plus, a gym membership that you don't go to anymore. These kinds of things that are they're draining on your resources, but they're not adding anything to you day in, day out.
Agreed.
And lastly, set a deadline.
Mm-hmm. I am a firm believer in the power of manifestation and intention. And when you set events in motion and commit to making them happen, you create momentum and you open the door to a reality that is truly aligned with your vision. That's why it's essential to circle a date or month on your calendar and then believe with everything in you with absolute certainty that your pre-retirement leap is going to begin on that day. Once that date is set, it's really just a matter of working backwards to schedule all the other key milestones, right?
Yeah,
like exactly. That's the easiest way to go about it.
Yeah.
So the point I'm trying to make is start moving toward your goal. Get momentum, get organized, get excited, and then let the universe or God or whatever you believe conspire to make it happen.
If you're our age, you've stayed this far into the video and you're probably shouting into your phone or your laptop or your TV or something right now. Must be nice. I mean, I can't afford to just drop everything and be a vagabond at this stage of my life. I just have to get through this next X number of years and then I'll be ready. Then I'll have enough. Then I'll really have enough. And I hear you. And that's why we made this video right here to address that.
So thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what your midlife leap would look like or what your experience has been. Maybe you're already in the middle of it. I think mostly we just want to build a community of people that are talking about this, talking about the next big thing.
Thanks all.